What's going on, you guys? Welcome to the September 2021 Utah real estate market update. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what's happening in the market and what I'm seeing as a real estate agent here in Utah and what you need to know. If you're thinking about making a move here to Utah in the next couple of months, this is going to be really important information for you, so make sure to watch all the way through to the end. On that note, if you haven't already reached out to me, but you're thinking about making a move here to Utah, then reach out to me. I've had people from all across the world reach out, and I absolutely love it. My information is going to be here on the screen. Call, text, or email anytime. I would love to chat with you about your upcoming move. Without further ado, let's jump into things here on my computer. So let me make myself a little bit smaller, and let's take a look at this data here. So for the month of September, let's go ahead and zoom in so you can see this very easily. We're just going to go ahead and ignore October. We're filming this here in October, but we don't have a full month of data just yet. So we're looking here at September of 2021. This is the information that we're looking for. So comparing this back to August and July and June and what we saw over the summer months, let's talk about what we're seeing here in September. So in September of 2021, we saw 2,398 home sales. Now, this information that we're looking at here, just to be totally transparent about what this is across all price ranges, and this is for Salt Lake County, Utah County, Davis County, and Weber County. This is the metro market here in northern Utah, and this comprises probably about 70% of the total state population. So this is most of the market, and this data here is specifically just for single family homes. So we're not talking about commercial real estate, we're not talking about townhomes or condos. This is just single family detached homes for this information here. So 2,398 sales. Looking back at what happened over the summer, we are down on sales. Sales are down a little bit. I think that's because there's a little bit of uncertainty in the market with what's going on a national scale, with politics and the debt ceiling and a lot of that stuff. I think there's a little bit of that playing into this. And also probably more importantly, what's going to happen with interest rates. Interest rates have still kind of been, hovering. Sometimes they're up, sometimes they're down. They just kind of hover around where they're currently at, somewhere in the low 3% range for an owner-occupied property. But we are seeing that sales are down just slightly. So 2,398, that's not something I'm necessarily concerned about. If we go back to, let's say, last year, you can see that sales almost always drop as we go into September. Now school has started and people are less likely to be wanting to make that move. This is always kind of a funny time of year because in August, school starts, and then you've got September and October, and then as you go into November and December, you get into the holiday season. So September and October are always kind of these funny transition months here in Utah. Going back to 2020, you can see that the home sales dropped here as well. And if we just jump back here to 2019, you're going to see the same thing here. So we saw, 2,800, 3,000, 2,961, and then a pretty big drop here to 2,485 in September of 2019. So home sales are roughly what they were in 2019, which is kind of the last full year that we had before the whole pandemic. So that's why I like relating back to 2019 to get an accurate reflection of where the what's happening in the market. Now let's take a look at this. This column right here is going to be your average listing price, and this column right here is going to be your average sales price, or your median, I should say. It's you can see that the median sales price here is at $509,900 for single family homes, but the actual sales price was at $523,822. So in most cases, we're still seeing homes sell above the listing price. This is something that's been going on for quite a while now. I mean, the last time that this was under 100% was back in June of 2020, right when the pandemic hit, and there was a little bit of uncertainty in the market. Right here, we were at 99%. As soon as July hit, we've been at 100% or more up until now, and I believe that we'll be above that again here for October. It's showing 99%, but that's because we don't have a full month of data just yet. I'm seeing that we're here at 103%, which is good because we're down from the 106% that it was in the spring and early months of summer, but this is still, the thing you still need to keep in mind is that prices are still going up and they continue to climb over the last little bit here. So if we go back to May, you're at 490,000 for the median sales price. Then in June, we jumped up to 515,000, 520 in July, 512 in August. So we saw a slight dip there in August, which is a little bit interesting. Although the median list price stayed the same, the actual sales price above that did drop just slightly. So we did see that it wasn't because the market necessarily shifted. listing prices have still been increasing. It was more so that we just saw a change in the behavior of the buyers in the market. Buyers were going in and they weren't offering 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 above the asking price anymore. They were now offering, 10, 15, 20,000 above asking. So that's why this number here drops. So this percentage goes from 104 to 103. Now we're going to jump over here. Let me move myself over here so we can take a look at this data here. Square footage never really changes. Price per square foot has gone up slightly. You can see that that is slowly climbing here as we go into the future, right? We went up from 205, we're at 204, 205, 206, now 207. So that is slowly climbing. And the last thing I want to look at here is your median CDOM, which is cumulative days on market. So this is how many days on market that you have on a median basis. So right here, we're looking at back in the spring and the early summer, we were at 5 days, 6 days right here, and we are seeing that slowly creep up. So homes are sitting on the market a little bit longer. I think this is partially just because homes are, the prices have gotten so high that now people are kind of like, not sure if I want to jump into that. And also there's just less urgency in the market. If you're looking to move right now, there's a little bit more inventory to choose from, and there's quite a few more options out there if you're looking to buy real estate in the market here today. So this is specifically for single family homes. Let me just, as we go through this video here, let me just jump back here and let's take a look at what is happening in the condo and townhome world. I like to kind of group these two together and separate out the single family homes because they are different and we do see different behavior among these items or among these property types. So in September 2021, 804 sales for townhomes and condos. Obviously, the list price and sales price is a little bit lower here. We're at a median listing price of $363, which again, you can see as you look from month to month is continuing to climb up. And the actual sales price has continued to climb up as well. So we didn't actually see that drop in condos and townhomes here in August that we did with the single family homes. I think this is probably because most of these are at a lower price point. And so for the first time home buyer who's just trying to get into a home and they're looking at this price point of somewhere between like $250 to $400, they just need to get into a home and they're willing to pay a little bit more than necessary in order to do so. So you can see this went from $350 to $365. Excuse me, I should clarify. The median list price was $350 and those properties ended up selling for $365 here in August. And in September, we saw a median list price of $363 with a median sales price of $375. So this is going down just slightly, again, just because there's a little bit less urgency in the market and probably fewer buyers overall since we're seeing less sales. The interesting thing here, as you look through this, you can see that if you come over here and you look at the past 2 months of sales in July and August, you're at $359 and $365. The median list price for September shows $363. This is why comparable data is so important when it comes to selling real estate, because anybody who listed their home here in September, they were looking at the data from August and July to get accurate pricing on what they should list their home for. So this is super important information here. Again, you can see that price per square foot is going up. You do pay a little bit more on the price per square foot for a condo or a townhome, just because that will change kind of exponentially, right? As you go up in square footage, you don't always get the same price per square foot as you go up, and it works in reverse, right? As you go down, if you've got a 600 square foot house, that might sell for a very large amount, comparatively speaking, for how much square footage there is. So being that these are generally the square footage is a little bit smaller, that's why the price per square foot is higher. Here, median days on market, you can see is climbing up just slightly as well. Still in that 5 to 6 day range, which is absolutely crazy. If we go back and look at the previous years, I mean, you can see that in November, December, January, it was at 7, which is super low for the winter. Usually in the winter, it's higher. Going back to the summer, we were at 14, 13, 13. This is all last year. And if we go back to 2019 to just kind of get that good reflection, right, that we're used to, you can see here that we were in the mid-teens, right? 17, 14, 15, 17, 18, even into the 20s or high 20s here in December and January in the winter. So this is the information of what I'm seeing in the market. This is your Utah real estate market update. Thank you so much for watching. Check out some of the other videos on my channel if you want to learn more about what it's like to work, eat, sleep, live, and play here along the Wasatch Front. And also don't forget to reach out to me if you're thinking about making a move here to Utah. I would love it when you guys reach out. So call, text, or email anytime. My information will be here on the screen. I would love to chat with you about your upcoming move. And last but not least, share this video with a friend or family member who might find this information to be helpful as well. With all that said, thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.